Welcome to Sailing Sweet Ruka. I'm Kate and this is Curtis and Roxy the dog. We are two racing sailors that sold everything to sail around the world via Cape Horn. On our way to South America, Argentina and Chile had reclosed their borders and we were now faced with sailing directly to the Pacific or waiting until the next season when things would hopefully reopen and we'd be allowed to go ashore and explore Patagonia. After many tears and lots of discussion about this momentous decision, we decided we couldn't pass up this once-in-a-lifetime experience to explore South America. We needed to go for a sail, so we chose to leave Ilhabela after making repairs to the wind anemometer and mainsail leech cord, and sailed 30 miles to the bay of Saco da Ribeira. We heard it was an efficient and economical place to work on the boat, and all we could do was make her even better outfitted to sail the fjords of Chile. But as the saying goes, as soon as you start one project, many projects unexpectedly follow. Were we going to be able to keep Sweet Ruka going and make it around Cape Horn?
Daylight on the horizon, shining back at me, makes me think of my baby coming home to me. Down the riverside flowing, knowing she's still there. I can't see where she's going, but I hope it's here. Life ain't what it seems. There's still a part of me that's trying. Come lay on the table. You can find a little rest from her.
You remember sailing, buddy? I know. It's so nice.
Don't let this go. Don't let it fall away. Don't worry, we'll take it slow.
Good job. Good workout.
We tacked back and forth upwind down the channel between São Sebastião and the island of Ilhabela, before reaching the rest of the way there. We dropped anchor at sunset, feeling a bit melancholy about our decision to stay. See what we got here. Oh, so cute. Here we are in Saco da Ribeira, and there's very few clouds in the sky. There are always clouds behind the hills, but this is the sunniest I've seen it in a long time, and it is just beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see the wonderful greens and purples in the hills. And today we're watching a little optical sail by, so check it out. And what do we have underneath the canvas? Oh, an extra fender and a dog. Hi. Roxy loves the shade and she loves to watch all the boats go by. And for some reason she thinks I'm gonna play with her, but I'm gonna work on a video. All right, time to get some work done. What do you think? Roxy the pitiful pit bull. Salty dog. What's that? Is that Roxy? Yeah, Roxy. The elation of the beautiful day soon subsided as Curtis noticed something was wrong. The sun was out, but power was not coming in. We tested the panels and noted that they had failed, but could not discover where or how. So it was off to call tech support.
Thank you for your patience. All of our representatives are currently assisting other customers. Thank you for your patience.
Well, as you guys can hear in the background, this is Renogy's hold music. I'm convinced they're just trying to get me to hang up with this.
All of our representatives are currently assisting other customers. Thank you for your patience. All of our
We're going to try and press some buttons.
currently assisting other customers. Thank you for your patience. All of our representatives are currently assisting other customers. Thank you for your patience. All of our representatives
And we're doing this at,
Thank you so much for calling Renogy. This is Dominic speaking.
Hey,
The case number, please.
hey Dominic, yeah, let me get you that case number here for a second.
Okay, am I speaking with Curtis?
Yes, that's me.
Okay. Yes, how can I help you, Curtis?
We're having a problem with 3 of our 100-watt flexible solar panels. They're producing voltage, but no amperage, no or extremely low amperage. And we've tested all of the wiring and charge controllers with known good panels right next to it. So we're pretty much 100% sure that the problem is somewhere in the panel itself, or even possibly in the MC4 connectors of those panels. But I guess I wanted, before I tried cutting off the connectors and installing new connectors, I wanted to contact you guys to see what you guys would advise. And it seems weird that it would be a connector problem, because all of them were installed at the same time and all are now failed. So I'm not sure if they all failed gradually or if all at once.
Sure. May I ask you if these panels are new?
They're approximately 2 years old.
Curtis and the support from Renogy also talked about the safe way to go about testing the panels while we were on the boat, and if the multimeter could handle it. After a bit more discussion about warranty and safety, we were off to do some more testing and take some photos.
Thank you so much, Curtis, for calling Renogy, and I hope you have a great day.
All right, you too as well. Bye now. Okay. We have something we need to do to test. You ready to do some testing?
All right, let's do some testing.
All right, we're gonna videotape here. So first we need our multimeter here. This is our amperage test.
We went back outside to do some more testing and send the necessary photos. I suppose it's a blessing in disguise that we decided to stay in South America. Hopefully we would be able to order more solar panels here in Brazil if we could not receive replacement ones under the warranty.
We are getting our anchor chain regalvanized today, or at least starting the process. It's been about 2.5 years since we've been cruising, and the chain, it's starting to get a little rusty. So, time to get it regalvanized. We'll see how this goes here in Brazil. We have no idea how it's going to turn out. So the first step in this regalvanization process is getting the chain back on board from the anchor. We're going to switch over to a mooring ball, and then we're going to lower our chain into the dinghy. But before we do that, we want to try and clean it as best we can.
Take it down, save your time if you want to make it right. When it won't come easy, if you release me, we've got a long way down from here. I'm so tired of running away from fear, waiting for the fire to take us on. It's time to make it real before it's gone. We could fall or just face it, break it off, or let it take us. And if we're gonna make it, I need you to know that I will never let you down. Take another chance on me.
Today's dirty job.
So we'll give you an up-close look at what the galvanizing looks like now, still on the very end that we rarely use. You can see it's still in pretty good shape on the parts that we don't use, but the middle is what is really, really bad. That's the spot we can't really end for end, we can't really protect it. So it gets rubbed on some rocks and everything like that, especially anchoring for so long in Carriacou. I think that was the major culprit, because there was a lot of rubble on the bottom of that anchorage in Tiro Bay. But it is what it is. It's pretty normal to have to do these after every 2 to 3 years, and we're right on 2.5 years. We've got just a little over 800 nights at anchor, So I think that it's probably time, and we're better off doing it now and doing it early than we are to do it a little bit late. I think if anything, we may even be on a little bit of the late side because we can see quite a bit of rust through. Okay, it's going to untie us. We've got a line inside that prohibits our chain from coming all the way out in case of emergency or windlass failure. It's a Dyneema line that goes around a bulkhead. And we really like to do things ourselves, as you can see, but there comes a time when you're in a foreign land and you don't know the language and you don't have the proper numbers to make purchases and whatnot, and it's just easier to request the help of some locals. So that's what we're doing today. We're working with our friends over here on Rapunzel. They're going to handle all the transport for us and handle the transactions and make sure it all gets done correctly and supervise it in Portuguese, which is really good because there's no way I could explain things about chains in Portuguese. And they've got a really, really nice boat. They've kept really good care of it, and I think that their maintenance and their standards are pretty high, so I think we're in good hands.
Untied.
Right, pull it out of there, let's see it.
So this was going around the bulkhead, around the chain, so that we don't accidentally let all of the chain off the boat and then we lose the anchor and chain down at the bottom of the sea. So this is our little safety net.
All right, time to get the rest of this chain out and in the dinghy and into shore. Ready?
Yes.
Lower it. Here we go. And no more chain.
Are we close enough to make it count?
She's naked. No more chain on the bow. She's floating pretty high. That's some hard work.
We could fall or just face it, break it all or let it take us. And if we're gonna make it, I need you to know that I will never let you down. Take another chance on me.
Alright guys, the anchor chain and anchor have been regalvanized, and so we are going to clean out the windlass and the anchor locker so that it is all good to go and will protect our galvanizing even longer. We don't want stuff in there to scratch the anchor chain as it comes in or to lay in a pile of scratchy stuff. So we're going to clean that out today, and so it's ready to go for when the chain arrives. We store the fenders and dock lines in here, as well as our extra rope rode. So I've got all that pulled out, and now we are going to clean it out.
Water's rising, the dam is breaking in. It was bound to happen, 'cause your heart is caving in.
Voila!
So why you bother? This is nothing you can run from. I hope you make it, 'cause I can't change it anyway. Soon it's all over, and you've been running again. Before you know it, it's all over. So enjoy your heartbreak, enjoy your heartbreak, my friend.
Obviously, it could use a bit of paint, but it is nice and clean now and ready for the anchor chain and anchor to go back in. So, looking forward to it.
Just like a washing machine.
On days like today, the solar panels wouldn't make much of a difference anyway, but we knew we needed to find a solution. Luckily, we were still in contact with our friends Alex and Rose from Rapunzel, who agreed to receive our solar panels at their home. You can easily order things online through the website Mercado Libre, which we like to refer to as Amazon for South America. But unfortunately, to buy almost anything in Brazil, you need a sort of Brazilian social security number called a CPF number. And being foreigners, we did not have them. So, fortunately, our local friends on Rapunzel were able to help us out with the shipping so we could get back to maximum power.
It is time to go get our new solar panels. Wait till you guys see this. We are upping the solar game so that we can keep making videos for you guys, because we don't have enough solar as it is in order to pound the videos out day after day after day. We never really planned for that when we set up our current system. So we are going to sacrifice a little bit of weight, and we now are getting some hard panels for the back, 450 watts. Let's go get them.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. And I will leave my
Olá, boa tarde. Tudo bem? Oi.
the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly.
So that boat you see there at the dock, it was sunk here in the harbor, and they spent the last week or so completely raising it, salvaging it, lifting it up with barrels. There was a diver underneath, and they did an impressive job getting that boat floating again. Pretty cool to see. And then this is a local boat brand. We met the dealer for it. You might see him in a video. This is a local Brazil brand boat.
Oh, that's so cool. It's called Orca and it's like black and white.
The name fits it. It's almost shaped like a
Yeah.
orca.
Super cool.
I feel like we owe you guys a little bit of an explanation of why we got these solar panels down here. Our Renogy 100 watt panels up there, we really liked because they put out very good power and they were extremely lightweight. They weigh less than 3 pounds a piece for a total of 6 pounds for 300 amps, which is really awesome. These panels that we have here weigh roughly 20 pounds a piece, which is a considerable weight savings. So now we've got 60 pounds going up there versus 6 pounds. 1,000% gain in weight. And it's a loft, it's higher up where it affects our center of effort. It's also very far off the stern of the boat where that weight is very detrimental. So we never really wanted these hard panels from the start, but we cannot find any flexible panels anywhere in Brazil. We were able to possibly import some, but the problem is the cost. There's 130% tax, and flexible panels are already more expensive than the hard panels. So these are roughly 500 real a piece, which translates to about $100 US each, which is about the same price as you pay in the United States. Flexible panels down here, we're going at about 1,500 real a piece for less wattage. So for over 3 times the cost, we just couldn't justify it, and we couldn't find any in stock. So this is what it is. It's sad to see our really nice Renogys go. We don't understand why the Renogys failed. We did work really hard on the testing. If we were back in the United States, Renogy was going to honor their warranty and we could send them back in. The problem is that here in Brazil, they can't send a FedEx call tag, and there's no way for them to ship us new panels. So we're kind of out of luck, which is unfortunate. But they did actually do a pretty nice job on the phone and via email in supporting us. All right, we made the best of it. Let's get these bad boys onto the boat and we'll get them installed maybe tomorrow.
Thanks, Rox. You can always count on you for a nice welcome back.
Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day.
We are removing our old Renogy panels today because they failed. And we're going to replace them with some new hard panels, which are a little bit heavier, but that's all we can get down here. So let's get these puppies off of here. Held on with just some aluminum bars, and they actually work really, really well. They've held up for almost 8,000 miles now, and they've stayed in place, and they didn't add a whole lot of weight to the boat, which was really nice. But every good thing must come to an end. Trying to save these so they don't fall in the water. Save some turtles. Let's get this panel off of here. A little hot on the bottom. And there he is, one down. As you can see, the panels themselves don't really look damaged. They seem to have some kind of discoloring right here. But all in all, there's not a good reason why these shouldn't be working. It's interesting that they test fine, but as soon as we put them under a load and connect them to the charge controller, they just drop in voltage and amperage. So I'm not quite sure. But anyway, these are the old Renogy 100 watt flexible panels that we've had on the boat for about 2 years now. And he's out of there. Okay guys, what we're going to do is we're going to test each one of these panels individually for both voltage and for amperage. This one's putting out 19.9 volts, so his voltage is right on the money. Next panel. Okay guys, this one's 19.49, also testing good. Okay, last panel. We've got 19.6 volts here, which is also pretty good and within the specs of the panels. Let's go ahead now and hook up our amp meter and see what it says. Okay, so let's see how many amps we're putting out. This one right here, panel number 1, is 4.52 amps. All right, let's do this next panel. He's fully in the sun, as you can see. Okay, we've got 4.7 amps out of him, and we've got 4.4 amps out of this last one. So all of these are testing basically good and all the same. Now let's plug these into the charge controller and see what happens individually. Okay, so this line right here runs directly down into our connections on our charge controller. So we're going to plug in each panel individually and then take a look and see if our voltage, current, and watts changed. Okay, so we've got this first panel plugged in, which we showed was testing at 4.7 amps, almost 5 amps, which is right where it should be. We've plugged it in, and now our voltage has only gone up 0.5 volts, and our amperage has actually dropped, which I think is just a matter of us moving around in the anchorage and these panels being shaded differently. So this panel is adding 0 power, which we've confirmed previously multiple times, and that's why we're taking them down.
The testing was pretty much exactly the same for the next 2 panels. This video was shot continuous, but was shortened for this episode. We used the footage to show the company Renogy the conundrum of the problem we were having, to help determine if we qualified for the warranty.
Okay, so if anyone can explain what's going on with this, why our panels would test okay, and then when we connect them to the charge controller, they fail under load. We can't figure it out unless maybe there's some type of internal corrosion inside of the panel itself, which isn't allowing the power to flow properly.
Renogy was able to honor the warranty of the panels and did ship them to an address in the United States, but it would be up to us to figure out where and when we could receive them in the future. Our experience with Renogy was really good, so I'd like to mention that this is our true experience with the company, and we are not endorsed or affiliated with them in any way. The heavy solid panels would do for now, but we would need to install a beefier support system to hold them up. Stay tuned next time to see our solution as well as the result of the re-galvanized anchor and chain. Don't forget to click that subscribe button! And a special thank you to our patrons for making these videos and this journey possible. Sign up to be a part of our crew, and check out our website for more technical information about solar energy and other boat systems. See you next time!